it won't hurt for this one to be sitting aside, you know, still basically a batter, while I'm working on this one over here. The yeast to be continue to work, and it'll be all right. Looks like I'm going to get about 4, maybe, I'm thinking about 4 pretty good sized loaves. Out of this. I don't plan to use a loaf pan. Maybe I will for one, but I put them on a flat pan and just let them expand, and as they will take on that round shape, oval shape. I'm glad today's laundry day, so while I let this bread dough rise, I can get my laundry done and do the household chores. The bakeries here in Korea make some pretty good bread, but it is expensive. All the breads are kind of expensive, but they're pretty fresh. I mean, I've gone in there and I've actually seen them just pulling the bread out of the ovens. But I enjoy making bread, so it's not a chore for me. It's kind of a recreational activity. Okay, this is getting close to where I can start using my hands, my clean hands. Make sure you don't have any soap on your hands while you're... But before I get into that, let me open this bag of flour. I think the reason I bought that flour is the color of the bag, you know. If it's in a brown bag, it's got to be it's got to be good flour, eh? I take my flour, actually I put it on the side of the bowl there and work it in gradually, and get enough on your hand. Help. You're going to prevent most of the sticking. You're going to have some. You can't avoid that. But anyway, I'm not a teacher cook. You know, I'm just sharing with you what I do when I'm having fun in the kitchen. And get that flour all over the outside and just start mashing it in. Yeah. Don't use any more flour than you have to, but you know, we got a lot of moisture in this one. We're going to need plenty, that's no doubt, but as you work it in, it'll start sticking to your hand more. If it's sticking a lot, then you need more flour. And when it gets to a point where it's not sticking so much, then you can stop adding a flour and just continue kneading. Kneading, you just fold it in half and mash it in. You see it's starting to stick more. Get that. And this kneading is what helps that bread to become strong, you know, where it resists, like I was talking about earlier, like the way I like it. Okay. Keep this up about 10-15 minutes. Yeah, and then we'll set the bowl aside and let the dough sit for a couple of hours to If you're not used to doing this, it does a workout on your arm, your wrist. Don't be surprised if later on in the afternoon or even that night you feel soreness. At this point, I only want to use flour when I need it. This process is building up the gluten, elasticity, strength. Let's see. Yeah.